In this world, many people try to define a woman's value by how she looks, how much she earns, or how much attention she receives. But the truth is, your true value does not come from the outside. Your true value comes from within, from your connection with God, from the strength of your character, and from the light you carry in your heart. A high value woman is not someone who waits for the world to give her worth. She is someone who knows her worth and lives it fearlessly. Today, I want to share with you how to become a high value woman. Not in the eyes of society, not in the eyes of social media, but in the eyes of the divine, in the eyes of your own soul. Because the day you recognize your true worth, no one can make you feel less. A high value woman is not about status, money, or beauty. She is about dignity, self-respect, kindness, inner strength, and unwavering faith in God's plan. Let us learn together the qualities that make a woman truly invaluable. Not just for the world, but for herself. When we talk about becoming a high value woman, the very first quality that builds the foundation of true worth is self-respect. A woman who respects herself radiates a strength that cannot be shaken by anyone or anything. Self-respect is not arrogance. It is not pride. It is the silent confidence of knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you will never compromise on. In life, many people will try to define your value by the way you look, by how much you earn, or by how much attention you receive from others. Society often confuses worth with popularity. But my dear sisters, your value is not measured by likes, followers, compliments, or material possessions. True worth comes from within, from how much you honor yourself when no one is watching, from the way you carry yourself with dignity, and from the boundaries you set for your own peace of mind. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine $100 bill. Whether it is crumpled, dropped in the dirt, or even stepped on, its value never decreases. It remains $100. In the same way, a woman of self-respect knows that even if life throws challenges at her, even if people criticize her, or even if someone tries to belittle her, her value does not reduce. She knows she is worthy because her worth is not dependent on external validation. It is rooted deep in her self-respect. A high-value woman never begs for love, attention, or acceptance. She never lowers her standards just to be liked. She never tolerates disrespect because she knows that if she allows someone to walk over her once, it will become a pattern. Instead, she teaches the world how to treat her by the way she treats herself. If she carries herself with dignity, the world responds with respect. If she values her time, her energy, and her emotions, people will think twice before wasting them. Think of your life like a beautiful palace. If you leave its gates open without security, anyone can walk in, create a mess, and leave. But when you guard that palace, when you decide who deserves entry, the palace remains sacred, pure, and respected. In the same way, your self-respect is the gatekeeper of your soul. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, your mind, and your energy. You must choose carefully whom you allow inside your life. Now, let's take a daily life scenario. Imagine a woman in a relationship where she is constantly disrespected. Her opinions are ignored, her feelings are belittled, and her dreams are dismissed. If she continues to stay silent, hoping that one day things will change, she is not practicing self-respect. But if she stands up and says, "This is not the treatment I deserve to be valued, I deserve to be heard," she is honoring her worth. She may lose that relationship, but she will never lose herself, and that is far more precious. Self-respect also means saying no when needed. Many women feel guilty for rejecting requests even when those requests drain their energy. But remember, saying no to what does not serve your growth is actually saying yes to your own peace and purpose. When you respect your boundaries, people around you will slowly learn to respect them too. Let's look at another example. Think of a woman at her workplace. If her boss or colleagues constantly overload her with tasks beyond her capacity, and she accepts everything without speaking up, she may be praised for being too nice, but eventually she will burn out. On the other hand, if she respectfully sets limits and communicates, I can give my best work if I take this much on, but beyond that my quality will suffer, she is showing self-respect. She is not being rude. She is simply valuing her time and her energy. And in the long run, people admire her more for standing strong. My dear friends, self-respect is also tied to how we speak to ourselves. Many times, the world does not put us down, but we put ourselves down with negative self-talk. A high-value woman does not insult herself in the mirror. She does not call herself weak, useless, or ugly. She affirms her strength, her beauty, her uniqueness. Because when you respect yourself internally, it shows externally. People can sense your energy. When you carry yourself with grace, with confidence, with self-love, the world cannot help but respect you. And remember this, the most powerful source of self-respect comes from knowing that you are a creation of God. You are not an accident. You are not here by chance. You are divinely designed, beautifully crafted, and deeply valuable. If the Creator of the universe placed so much care in making you, how can you ever think of yourself as less? Every time you doubt your worth, remind yourself you carry the spark of the divine within you. That alone makes you priceless. So, my sisters, walk with dignity. Speak with confidence. Carry yourself like a queen whose crown is invisible but undeniable. Do not let the opinions of others define you. Do not let temporary circumstances shake you. Stand tall in your self-respect, because when you honor yourself, the entire world will learn to honor you too. If self-respect is the crown of a high-value woman, then her deepest strength comes from her spiritual connection with God. This connection is what makes her unshakable, peaceful, and radiant. No matter what storms come her way, a woman who walks with God walks with unshakable confidence. She may bend, but she never breaks. She may stumble, but she never falls apart, because she knows at every step of her journey, she is divinely guided. In life, we all face challenges, heartbreaks, failures, betrayals, and disappointments. For many people, these struggles break their spirit. But a high-value woman draws her strength not from the changing world, but from the unchanging presence of God. When the world turns its back on her, she remembers that God is always with her. When others judge her, she remembers that God understands her heart. When people forget her worth, she remembers that her value was given by the Creator Himself, and no one has the power to take that away. Let me share an example from daily life. Imagine a young woman facing constant pressure to live up to society's expectations. Whether it is about her career, her appearance, or even marriage, she feels lost and exhausted because she is trying to meet everyone's demands but losing herself in the process. But then, one day, she pauses. She decides to step away from the noise of the world and sit quietly in prayer, in meditation, in reflection. And in that silence, she feels a sense of peace flowing into her heart. She realizes she does not have to prove herself to everyone. She only has to live true to the values God has planted in her. That single moment of connection gives her more strength than 1,000 compliments could ever give. A high-value woman knows that when she stays connected to God, She is never truly alone. Even in her solitude, she feels companionship. Even in her pain, she feels comfort. Even in her confusion, she feels direction. This spiritual connection becomes like an inner compass. It guides her decisions, it gives her patience, it strengthens her character. Think of a tree standing tall in the middle of a storm. The winds blow fiercely, the rain lashes against it, but the tree does not fall because its roots are deep in the ground. In the same way, a high-value woman remains steady during life's storms because her roots are deep in her faith, in her connection with God. People around her may panic, may lose hope, but she remains calm because she knows the divine power is holding her firmly. Let's take another example, this time from the workplace. Imagine a woman working hard, but constantly facing criticism or being overlooked for opportunities. Many would break under this pressure, questioning their worth. But a spiritually connected woman takes a different approach. Instead of drowning in frustration, she surrenders the situation to God. She tells herself, "What is meant for me will find me. No one can block the blessings that God has written for me." With this mindset, she keeps working with sincerity and integrity, without bitterness, without anger. And eventually, her patience pays off. She not only receives the recognition she deserves, but also earns the respect of everyone around her. For her calmness, for her trust, for her strength. My dear sisters, spiritual connection also means having the courage to let go of what is not good for you. Sometimes, we hold on to toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, or stressful environments because we are afraid of being alone. But a woman who trusts God knows that when something leaves her life, it is because something better is meant to come. She does not fear endings because she believes in divine new beginnings. She does not cry endlessly over closed doors because she trusts that God closes one door only to open another. This connection also changes the way she treats others. When a woman feels loved by God, she is able to share love with the world. She does not compete, she does not compare, she does not envy, because she knows everyone is on their own divine journey. Instead, she uplifts others, she supports, she encourages. Her spiritual glow becomes so powerful that people feel safe, respected, and inspired in her presence. And here is something very important: being spiritually connected does not mean living a life without problems. No, problems will come, challenges will come, pain will come. But what changes is the way you respond. A high-value woman does not collapse under difficulties. She bends her knees in prayer, she strengthens her heart with faith, and she walks forward with courage. Her problems do not destroy her. They polish her into becoming even stronger, wiser, and more radiant. So ask yourself, how do you begin your day? Do you begin it scrolling through your phone, worrying about the opinions of others? Or do you begin it in silence, in gratitude, in prayer, reminding yourself that you are guided by a power far greater than yourself? A woman who starts her day with God carries that calmness throughout the day. She becomes like a river, peaceful, flowing, nourishing, unstoppable. Remember this: your beauty may fade, your status may change, your possessions may be lost, but your connection with God is eternal. That is your real treasure, your real wealth, your real crown. When you stay rooted in this connection, nothing can shake your worth. People may misunderstand you, society may try to define you, but your soul will always know, I am valuable because I belong to the divine. My worth is eternal, my light is unshakable, my journey is guided. So, my sisters, hold on to your faith. Strengthen your bond with God. In moments of joy, be grateful. In moments of pain, be patient. In moments of confusion, trust the plan. And as you walk this path, you will see the more connected you are to the divine, the more high value you become in every sense of the word. One of the most powerful qualities of a high value woman is her emotional strength and stability. In a world where people are quick to react, quick to get angry, and quick to be shaken by every small storm, a high value woman is the calm center in the middle of chaos. She is not someone who never feels emotions. Of course, she feels deeply. But the difference is this: she does not allow her emotions to control her. Instead, she knows how to manage them with wisdom, patience, and grace. We live in a time where people often mistake emotional strength for coldness or indifference. But real strength is not about suppressing feelings. It is about understanding them, processing them, and responding in a way that uplifts rather than destroys. A high value woman has mastered the art of not letting temporary emotions cause permanent damage. She knows that anger, jealousy, and fear are natural, but she does not let them dictate her choices. Instead of reacting in haste, she pauses, reflects, and responds with clarity. Think about a glass of water. If you keep shaking it, the water becomes unsettled and spills everywhere. But once you let it rest, the water becomes calm, clear, and steady. The mind and heart work in the same way. When we allow every comment, every setback, every small disappointment to shake us, we lose our peace. But when we learn to stay still inside, even while the world is shaking outside, we find clarity and strength. That is what emotional stability looks like. Let's take an example from daily life. Imagine a woman working in a stressful environment. Her colleagues often gossip about her. Her boss sometimes criticizes her unfairly, and deadlines seem endless. Many people in this situation would break down or lash out, but instead of reacting with anger or frustration, she chooses calmness. She takes criticism as feedback to improve. She ignores gossip that doesn't serve her growth, and she manages her time wisely. This emotional maturity not only keeps her peace intact, but also earns her silent respect from everyone around her. People begin to admire her not just for her work, but for her composure. Another example could be from relationships. A woman who lacks emotional strength may constantly argue, doubt, or seek validation when things go wrong. But a high-value woman doesn't let insecurity or fear run her relationships. She communicates with clarity instead of shouting. She listens with empathy instead of judging, and she walks away from disrespect instead of clinging to it. Her calmness becomes her power. Her stability makes her magnetic because people feel safe and respected in her presence. Now, emotional strength does not mean you never cry or never feel pain. No, crying is not weakness, it is a release. Pain is not weakness, it is part of being human. But what makes a high-value woman different is that she does not stay stuck in pain. She feels it, she acknowledges it, and then she chooses to rise above it. She does not allow a bad day to turn into a bad life. She knows how to reset her emotions, to breathe, to center herself, and to keep moving forward with grace. Let me share a simple truth: life will never stop testing you. There will always be disappointments, misunderstandings, rejections, and losses. But emotional strength is the shield that protects you from being destroyed by these tests. Imagine going through heartbreak. Many people lose themselves completely when someone leaves. But a high-value woman says to herself, "Yes, this hurts. Yes, I will cry. But this is not the end of my life. God has a bigger plan for me." This mindset transforms her pain into power, her tears into wisdom, her heartbreak into growth. The greatest gift of emotional stability is freedom. freedom from being controlled by circumstances, freedom from being manipulated by others, freedom from being a prisoner of your own reactions. When you master your emotions, you master your life. People may try to provoke you, life may try to shake you, but you remain steady like a mountain. That steadiness is what makes you truly high value. And here is the beauty of it. When a woman is emotionally stable, she becomes an inspiration for others. Her children learn strength from her calmness. Her friends lean on her wisdom. Her colleagues trust her leadership. Without even realizing it, she becomes a pillar of support, not because she shouts the loudest, but because she stands the strongest. Think of a candle in the dark. When the winds blow, weak flames die out, but the strong flame continues to shine. A high-value woman's emotional stability is that strong flame. No matter how dark the surroundings, her inner light keeps glowing. And in doing so, she lights the way for others. So, my sisters, train your heart to be steady. When anger comes, pause before reacting. When fear comes, remind yourself that it is temporary. When sadness comes, allow yourself to feel it, but do not drown in it. With every challenge, ask yourself, how can I respond with wisdom instead of reaction? And you will see over time, your strength will grow like steel, firm, unshakable and radiant. In the end, remember, these storms will always come, but emotional strength allows you to dance in the rain. Challenges will always test you, but emotional stability allows you to stand tall in the middle of the storm. And that is the true beauty of a high-value woman. Her emotions do not control her, she controls them, and that makes her a force that the world cannot ignore. A high-value woman is not someone who simply drifts through life, doing what everyone else tells her to do or following society's checklist blindly. No, she lives with purpose, she lives with passion. She understands that her life is not an accident, her existence is not a coincidence, and her journey is not meaningless. She knows that God has planted unique gifts, talents, and dreams inside her, and her duty is to honor them by living fully and authentically. Too often, women are taught to shrink themselves, to put everyone else's needs first, to silence their own desires, to believe that their dreams don't matter. But a high-value woman knows her dreams are sacred. She knows that the fire inside her heart is not there by mistake. That fire is her purpose, and it is meant to guide her, not be extinguished by doubt, fear, or the opinions of others. Think about this: every candle is meant to shine. If it hides its flame out of fear of the dark, then what is its use? In the same way, if a woman hides her gifts and her potential out of fear of judgment, then she is denying the world of the light that only she can bring. Living with purpose is not selfish, it is service. Because when you pursue your true calling, you don't just fulfill yourself, you inspire others, you uplift others, you make this world a better place. Let's look at a daily life example. Imagine a woman who has always loved art, painting since childhood, but as she grows, people tell her, "This won't earn you money. Choose something practical. Forget these dreams." She listens for a while, suppressing her passion, but she feels empty. Eventually, she chooses courage. She begins painting again, sharing her work with others. Slowly, she realizes her art touches lives, heals emotions, and even earns recognition. What happened here? By following her passion, she not only found fulfillment, but also gave something valuable to the world. This is what purpose looks like. It doesn't always have to be big, glamorous, or world-changing. Sometimes your purpose is in the small, quiet things that bring meaning. Raising your children with love, serving your community, teaching others, writing words that inspire, cooking meals that bring people together. Whatever your gift is, big or small, when you honor it, you honor the divine plan for your life. A high value woman also understands that passion brings energy. When you love what you do, you glow differently. People can feel your energy when you speak about something that excites you. It's magnetic. That passion makes you unstoppable because it fuels your persistence even when things get tough. Without passion, life feels heavy and meaningless. With passion, even challenges feel like adventures. Think of a woman in her career. One works only for the paycheck. She drags herself to work, watches the clock all day, and returns home drained. The other works with passion, not because her job is perfect, but because she finds purpose in it. She looks for ways to grow, to serve, to improve. At the end of the day, she feels tired, yes, but fulfilled. Which one do you think inspires others more? Which one will leave a lasting mark? Clearly, the one who walks with passion. Purpose also gives direction when life gets confusing. Many times, women feel lost because they are living by someone else's map, not their own. Society says, by this age, you should be married. By this age, you should have children. By this age, you should look like this, earn like that. But purpose whispers something different. It whispers, follow your heart, walk your own path. You were not created to fit into everyone's mold. You were created to shine in your uniqueness. And here's something powerful. Purpose makes a woman resilient. When she knows why she is doing something, no obstacle can stop her. Challenges may slow her down, but they cannot break her spirit. For example, think of a woman who wants to start her own business. Many will tell her it's impossible, too risky, too difficult. She may face financial struggles, sleepless nights, and failures, but because she has a strong purpose to create, to build, to serve, she keeps going. Eventually, her persistence turns those challenges into stepping stones. My dear sisters, passion and purpose are not about grand achievements alone. They are about living with meaning every single day. Waking up in the morning and asking yourself, how can I make today meaningful? How can I live today in a way that aligns with the gifts God gave me? When you live like this, your days stop feeling empty. Even ordinary moments become extraordinary because they are filled with intention. Remember this, a high-value woman is not defined by what she has, but by what she gives. And the greatest gift she can give is living her purpose with passion. Because when she does, she inspires others to do the same. Her courage lights the way for her sisters, her daughters, her friends, and even strangers. Her passion creates ripples of change far beyond what she can see. So don't let fear bury your dreams. Don't let society silence your calling. Don't let self-doubt extinguish your fire. You were born with purpose. You were designed with intention, and you carry within you a spark that no one else can replace. Live with passion, live with meaning, live with purpose. Because that, my dear sisters, is what makes a woman truly high value, not just in the eyes of the world, but in the eyes of her own soul, and in the eyes of God.